I'm Dan Crowder, and I just received a Ruggard 125-liter dry cabinet for storing my camera equipment. I'm gonna open the box, open up the dry cabinet itself, and see how much of my equipment I can stick inside. Let's go. The packaging is pretty robust and looks like it's really meant to keep the dry cabinet safe. The corners were protected by this, looks like a couple layers thick, 4 or 5 layers thick of cardboard. And there are these plastic corner protectors. Flip box, open bottom, remove adapter, flip box, and lift box. Here's the Ruggard 125-liter electronic dry cabinet. Comes with the manual and keys are inside. So you can lock that for peace of mind and safety of your gear. Comes with plastic shelving and there's a little foam insert that will protect your equipment. The top drawer has a foam insert with some concave ridges, so you can have your lenses laying without rolling around. So to get started and get the electronic dry cabinet plugged in, we're supplied with a 10 amp 125 volt power cable which goes into the switching adapter, and we'll plug that into the back in a moment. On our display we have the temperature and the relative humidity, and to change that we would hit set twice and then you can choose your relative humidity. Here we are, plugged in, 125 liters ready to be filled right up. Got all my gear here. I'm not going to give it too much rhyme or reason, I'm just going to pack it and see what fits. I'm just happy to have something to combat the muggy Montreal weather that we experience in the summer. We're just humid all the time. And I live on a particularly busy street. There's a lot of dust gets kicked up when we have the windows open in the summer, so this is like a way to preserve my gear. Let's fill it up. So I'll start with the Nikon 70-200. It's the biggest lens I've got. It's like a glove. I'm just gonna throw any old lens at it now. 35-70 analog lens. Here's my Nikkor 105. It's a beautiful lens. It's really good for portrait. Here's my Nikkor 200, another long lens, one of the longer ones that I have. It's analog. It's one of the classic F lenses for the Nikon cameras. Micro Nikkor 55. I use that for scanning. It's also a really good portrait lens. Well, that's what I scan my negatives with. A Nikkor 50mm 1.4 that I bought attached to an FE. That's how I scored this FE, which is attached to one of my favorite street lenses, Nikkor 28mm. Put that 28 in there. And my 80-200 AF Nikkor that came with the F4 that I bought. And that's as many lenses as I think we're going to fit on the top shelf today. So there's a little wobble in the cabinet right now, but it has adjustable legs, and I have only to screw the leg out a little bit, adjust it. Now there's no more wobble in the cabinet. You'll notice something pretty funny with the way that mine's been put together. The handle has been put inside the door. I looked inside the manual and that's not how it's supposed to be. So it's time to put a couple cameras on the shelf. There's the FE. The F2. I may rearrange the shelving just a touch. As you can see, I've been shuffling the shelving around quite a bit And my 70-200, the Z series lens, it's pretty darn big. So I've been kind of working around that one lens in particular, but once I have that one settled, there's no lens that I have that's bigger than that. I'll be set. But the shelving has been convenient to move around. The lighting helps right now. It's very versatile. So I've moved the bigger cameras to the bottom. That's the f4 and the Mamiya Press Super 23. The analog cameras on the next rung. I'm thinking, you know, the larger cameras, they could bear a bit more of a crash. The analog cameras are a bit more resilient too, so if anything came tumbling down, they can absorb some of that impact. The lenses, I'm thinking mid, that's pretty good. I don't want too much stuff to crush on them, and I don't know, I don't want them up at the top. That's a far way to fall. Adding my scanning camera, my D3500. Got my SB700 flash, put that on the digital shelf. A few odds and ends. The pistol grip for the Mamiya. A Nikon AF600. Point and shoot. It's pretty light, so I'll keep the lighter cameras there. And I've saved the top space for the Z6ii. It's the camera I was using to shoot until now. See that vacuum seal. So I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase. 125 liters of space for my equipment is a little bit more than enough. I have room to expand, and I have peace of mind that I have not overloaded any of the shelves with too much weight. I'd like to see how the humidity is controlled when summer rolls around. Right now we're in the middle of winter, and this is something to look forward to protect my gear. I hope that this helped you figure out what size you might need for your equipment and gives you an idea of what the dry cabinets are like. I'm Dan Crowder, thanks for watching. See you later.
That is a lot of packing material.